Here at Wembley, Manchester City lead Manchester United by 2-0. And Gary, United had 60% of the possession in that first half, yet find themselves 2-0 down.
Yeah, I think they'll have been happy with the game for 35 minutes. They dominated it in possession. City didn't look like they got into the game, but then the goal changed the game, and to end up 2-0 down, City will be absolutely over the moon with that, particularly considering the first 35 minutes of the match.
And Jamie, for that first goal, how good was this delivery from David Silva?
Oh, it's exquisite. It's exactly what this little man can do and what he brings to this Manchester City side. He has such a lovely left foot, and people might look at David De Gea for this. I personally don't blame him. That ball is so well delivered. It's at exactly the right height. Keep your eye on Joleon Lescott as well. He shows aggression to get in there. He just gets in between Vidic and Ferdinand. He almost gets his left arm as well on Rio Ferdinand. Keep it on his left arm, so he doesn't let Rio get up anywhere. Doesn't get an elevation, and Lescott's up earlier than what Rio is, and really good header as well by Joleon Lescott.
Difficult to defend against.
It is, because I think they go too deep too early, which means De Gea's got no chance to come out and actually collect the ball. So great delivery, but they just went a little bit too deep, and he got in between Rio and Vida. Could
the goalkeeper, the new goalkeeper, have done better for the second goal, Gary?
I think he could. I think when you score from this distance, I mean, Dzeko's in a lot of space. From goal, and at first you think, could he have been closed down? But you see Mario Balotelli just runs in behind Nemanja Vidic, but the way it goes, and I think it goes in 5 yards off the inside of the post, and as a defender I would have always been upset if my goalkeeper got beat from there. I mean, he absolutely smashes it, to be fair to him, and it swerves at the last minute. But I just don't think he sets himself quick enough, and he gets a little bit surprised by it, I think.
Exactly. He does explode off his foot, but he conceded 11 goals in the league last year from outside the box. That was the most out of all the keepers. So that will be, I think, the idea this year will be to shoot from outside the box and to test him, because he's obviously susceptible from outside of like 25 yards out, and he didn't seem to set himself. Great strike, but Gary's right, you've got to do better than that.
What have you made of United going forward, Gary?
They look good. I mean, some of the interpassing between Ashley Young, he's coming off that side. I think he was giving Micah Richards some problems. I think Welbeck and Rooney's link play has been excellent at times, and they've looked dangerous. Like I said, this is some of the play here. Welbeck's running, Ashley Young's running, they've coming off the flanks, and they look really dangerous in that first 25-30 minutes, and City was struggling to pick them up in between the spaces.
Oh, Gary, I mean, I sat here for 30 minutes and I thought, I've been so disappointed in Manchester City. But I think what Mancini did, he made a really good tactical change. He just brought David Silva just inside a little bit, because he was playing on the right, he was lost, he wasn't getting any of the ball. All of a sudden, he just came into the middle a little bit more. Balotelli came over to the right, and a little genius in that team started to get a little bit of the ball. And then Manchester City started to play, because they were sitting back, they were making it. They didn't have any expression in their play. There was no intensity about when trying to get the ball back. Balotelli and Dzeko were just letting Manchester United have the ball. But as goals have changed the games, and now Manchester United got it all on.
They have. What will Sir Alex do next? As expected, it's been anything but a friendly between these two. It's been feisty, and 2 goals so far. Less good. And then Dzeko. United have got work to do. Second half next. The Premier League is back next weekend. Join Jeff Stelling and the team Soccer Saturday. You can follow it all from noon on Sky Sports News HD. Live games on Super Sunday. First up, Stoke against Chelsea from 1 o'clock on HD1. And after that, the champions are at the Hawthorns to play West Brom. Coverage starts 3:30. Same channel, also available for you in 3D. Then the first Monday night football of the season is Manchester City. A debut for Sergio Aguero. Could they be going there off the back of a Community Shield win? They're up against New Boys Swansea from 7 o'clock, high definition and 3D. Here at Wembley, 3 penalty takers with a decent coach for the new series of League of Their Own. Not sure what John Bishop's up to there. One team captain's missing, isn't he, Jay?
Letizia could take a penalty, couldn't he? I won't give it away, but James Corden scored.
Find out how they got on in the new series later this year. What have Manchester United got to do, Gary? What do you think Sir Alex Ferguson will do at half-time?
He may make a change. I mean, I think that he'll ask for a lot of the same, to be honest with you. First 35 minutes, I think, losing a goal from the set piece, he'll be bitterly disappointed with that, and certainly conceding a goal from 25-30 yards. I think they've just got to cut out those little mistakes and do a lot of the same as they did in the first 35 minutes and try and get that goal to get back in the game.
We'll confirm the changes in just a moment. Hearing that Cleverley and Jones will be coming on for the second half. Evans is coming on as well. Johnny Evans will play the second half. They're going to be difficult to break down, though, Manchester City, aren't they, Jamie?
Manchester City down to the ground. They sit back, they make it difficult. They'll get De Jong just in front of that back four and stop the ball getting slid into Rooney. I think changes, obviously, because it's an international game as well, isn't there, this week? So, which is ridiculous, in my opinion, but there is for some reason. So I suppose Rio will play midweek, but I want to see Aguero. I'd like to see a little bit of Aguero on the pitch. But what this will do to Dzeko as well, for his confidence, because it was a bit of a nightmare season for him last year. Didn't really play well, didn't score enough goals. But now, to score at Wembley in a showpiece event will really bring him on and give him some confidence, because Aguero coming must have been a bit of a disappointment for him. But he certainly has ability.
Are we up against two new centre-halves in this second half? Vidic and Ferdinand both coming off. Michael Carrick, the man changed as well. Particularly excited, aren't you, about seeing the man on the left? And Tom Cleverley's impressed in pre-season, hasn't he, Gary?
He's done really well. Had a good year at Wigan last year. Really intelligent player. Someone who, to be honest with you, United, I think, in his second year apprenticeship, were thinking of letting go. He was actually part-time playing. I think he was only coming in 2 or 3 times a week, but his attitude's been absolutely brilliant, and now he's really highly thought of, and big chance for him.
Fascinating to see how he gets on. Let's get confirmation of those changes. Ray Wilkins, and first Martin Tyler.
Thanks very much, Ed. Phil Jones to make his Manchester United debut. Johnny Evans, of course, has been around a while, and it's Cleverley's Manchester United debut as well. The boys in the studio saying he'd had a good pre-season. He's had 2 or 3 good pre-seasons with Manchester United, but they've never kept him on. They've taken him on loan. He went to Leicester, he went to Watford, and of course he played a big part in helping Wigan stay in the Premier League last season.
Yes, absolutely, and Robbie Martinez speaks really, really high of him as well. And it's lovely to see these young men coming through at such big clubs as Manchester United from the youth ranks. It's really encouraging for the other guys that are at the club as well.
No changes for Manchester City, who lead by 2 late-ish goals in that first half to 0. And if you remember the FA Cup semi-final, Manchester United started that game very well as well against City here in April. Berbatov missed a couple of early chances. And once City got in front, that was the end of United. And they've got 45 minutes to try and at least take it to what would happen if it was level after 90 minutes. Straight to penalties, no extra time, of course, in the Community Shield. Here is Cleverley. Nani. Wayne Rooney playing his 400th career game, incidentally, today. And still young enough to play another 400.
And knowing his appetite, he will too. I was looking this morning how many international games he's played. He's got 70-odd caps, hasn't he? Still only a really young guy.
Cleverley. Runs off the scorer of the opening goal for Manchester City, Joleon Lescott. Nani. Smalling staying at right back. So they've resisted the temptation to put Smalling and Phil Jones together in the centre of the defence. Could, of course, still happen later in this second half. But I guess would only be if Johnny Evans switched to left back, where he has played a few games. Anderson. In goes first choice left back, Patrice Evra. One of the players booked in the first half, taken on the captaincy with Ferdinand Vidic, rather, showing my age there by remembering Rio as club captain.
Yeah, quite. They've actually changed their system as well, City. James Milner's gone to a wide right situation, more of a 4-4-2 now, using Silva just in behind Dzeko, and Balotelli playing out here on the left-hand side.
Smalling trying to get forward. Probably isn't the quickest of left backs, and maybe that's another reason why Clichy's been acquired. Here's Smalling. Touch a little too anxious. He knew there was room maybe to move into then. Got a new 5-year deal with Manchester United.
Thoroughly deserved as well. When he came in as a rookie there with Fulham, it looks as if it'd take a few years to mature, and he's done exceptionally well.
Yeah. Evra. Rooney. Well done. They're trying to get it back to Wayne Rooney. Important for Manchester United that they get the next goal. Squeezed forward by Evra. Well, this does really suit Manchester City. We're geared to defend a 1-0 lead. They've got 2 in the bank. Come and break us down, I guess, might be some of the message for the second half.
There's good thinking as well from Mancini, because most of their problems, from City's point of view, were on their right side of the pitch. So he's put Milner out there to double up on Ashley Young, to give Michael Richards a bit of assistance.
Rooney. Here is Ashley Young. Half a chance to cross it with his left foot. And twist and turn, and Richards saying that should have been City's throw, but Phil Down thought differently. Here's Jones. Smalling. And cleverly, it was a ball that was certainly well worth attacking for Danny Welbeck, who was more than useful in the air.
Yeah, just mistimed, wasn't it? Nice little football again, good ball inside there. Cleverly picking Welbeck out, but just timed it wrong.
And attempts, but no goals for Manchester United. 2 out of 2 on target for Manchester City. David De Gea, going off at half-time, was very frustrated with the way the first half had gone for him. Prepared to take his time. You might see a bit of that from Manchester City as the second half develops as well.
It was nice to see there De Gea, just as that was about to be taken, he was getting people to get out of the box. He didn't want them creeping in on his space.
Well, that's what happened on the first goal.
Yes, exactly, but showing a bit of character there.
He's not one of those Spaniards who is naturally fluent in English, so a bit of communication to work on. That's Evans. Evra. Now Young. That's the way to stop him. Nigel de Jong.
He certainly is a no-nonsense character, de Jong, isn't he?
Anderson. Richards got to be careful. And a very reckless challenge in the first half, for which he got a yellow card.
And he's lunging in again there, Micah.
Can Ashley Young come up with here? Jones and Smalling looking to attack it. Welbeck as well. And it's put in by Chris Smalling. And Manchester United have got one back. And Ashley Young has made it. Great delivery. That's very promising for United. And Smalling sneaked in. 2-1.
That's another great delivery, this. He does have this in his locker, Ashley. And young Chris Smalling, it's a lovely little touch. He just takes all the pace off it as it comes through. Poor marking from Dzeko, allows him to run, but that's a very, very good finish from young Chris Smalling. Look at this, just takes the pace off it and just lifts it over the top of Joe Hart. Excellent goal. Game on.
In goes Welbeck. Young's on the scene again. Away by Milner. Well, they are the defending champions. He felt that they've got to play like champions in the second half, and they made a good start in their quest to do just that.
Yes, they would have been hurting at the end of that first half, no question. Now you've got to go back to the challenge as well there from Michael Richards, rather reckless, giving Ashley Young the opportunity to put that ball in.
Milner blocking off that angle of approach, as you pointed out, right, stopping Anderson then. But here's Kolarov. So I'm not saying Mancini sent them out just to contain, but with a 2-goal cushion they could certainly slot back in and try and run down the clock. That's certainly not the case now. United coming at them on Smalling, eager to get forward again. What a great story he is amidst the fairy tales of footballers these days.
Yeah, you're right, Martin.
A grammar school boy was on his way to Loughborough to take a university course, playing a bit of part-time football with Maidstone United. And then Fulham came in and said, do you want to play in the Premier League? And there was only one answer to that. And of course, Manchester United very quickly spotted the potential of Chris Smalling. But here he is with a Wembley goal to his name, a 5-year contract in his back pocket.
Now, he must have taken everything on board, training with better players. He must have just been like a sponge, Chris Smalling, because he's come on leaps and bounds. And this is another little string to his bow as well, playing at right fullback. Saw him play there, I think it was the end of last season against Blackpool at Old Trafford. He looked a bit fish out of waterish.
Johnny Evans has given it away here, and this time for the pass rather than have another crack from that sort of distance.
He played the pass far too late.
And Evans, of course, bounces to go on a mazy run of his own. Sort of thing that Micah Richards might do. Decline the opportunity then. Comes back United's way with Nani. Hint of desperation about Milner's challenge.
We've got a good game on our hands because of the errors that certain people are making on the pitch. But that is a foul. But it is to and froing, isn't it?
It was amazing. Johnny Evans gave it to Dzeko. They got away with that. Then Evans wants to make up. He comes surging forward. He loses it. And United seize possession back again quickly. And here we are.
And it was a shame, actually, because Johnny Evans did ever so well, breaking from the back. But he missed the pass on his left-hand side and should have played it.
Ashley Young has made one. Could he now score one? Perfect angle for a right footer of his capabilities. Joe Hart concerned. Come out off his line to yell at the wall. Trying to get back in position here. And he's there as well. And so is Rooney, but it is Ashley Young. The wall does its job. Funny enough, you don't see that very often. He comes straight back to the free kick taker and he smashes it into the corner.
And he should have taken a touch as well. I think he probably was a tad hyper there, Ashley Young. Been involved in the last 5 minutes, very much so in the game.
This is Manchester United's 11th game at the new Wembley. They've only won 2 of the previous 10 in 90 minutes. It's actually, if you count the shootout wins, it's 1-5, lost 5. Not exactly a second home for them. Here's Cleverley. And now Rooney. And now Nani. City trying to put up the barricades. Oh, Nani's in. It's brilliant play. It's a wonderful, truly wonderful Wembley goal for Manchester United, for Nani in the Community Shield. And in a flash, really, 2-0 up for City has become 2-2.
You've only got to see the way these guys are celebrating, how much this means to Manchester United, getting back these 2 goals. But what a magnificent goal. This passing and movement was just superb. You have to stay with runners. City can't allow them to play around and just let them move off the ball. You have to stay with runners. They didn't pick Nani up, but what a finish. That was an absolutely sublime goal. Look at this, 1 and 2 touch all over the pitch. It's beautiful. That's something you see on a 5-a-side in training. Absolutely fantastic.
And if you've been watching Manchester United on their US tour, there have been stacks of this stuff. Goals that they've almost walked into the net. And that's the latest example of the attacking flair that Alec Ferguson's got in his squad here. Nani hadn't scored since he last faced Manchester City in the league back in February. Well, he scored here to round off a movement that bewildered what is a pretty brilliant defence.
That was a magnificent goal. Absolutely brilliant. I've been very, very impressed with Ashley Young today, I've got to say. He's really settled into this Manchester United team really, really well in such a short period.
So it's Gareth Barry for Mario Balotelli. It's Manchester City 2, Manchester United 2. And the cup winners have just had a blast from the champions.
Yes, they certainly have. Now I think...
I don't know whether Balotelli's had a blast or not, but it is sensible really to go and get showered, isn't it? Right, or is it not? Would you expect him to stay and watch?
Change his shirt and watch his teammates have a really tough half an hour, because that's what it appears it's going to be.
Well, hopefully he'll be back out quickly with the right sort of...
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
Top on. Unfortunately, sometimes wrongly, but often rightly, anticipates a story whenever Balotelli's in front of our cameras. Here's Barry, his replacement.
But in all fairness, Martin, he gives you half a chance as well. Another interesting change. City have gone with two holding midfield players now, with Barry and De Jong, and they're pushing Yaya Toure slightly further forward now.
Kolarov has obviously upset Phil Dowd. And Phil Dowd is a referee, and there aren't that many of them, even at this level. They will give back as much as he gets, maybe with a bit of interest.
Good on him too, because they do take a lot, don't they?
Well, an hour gone, and it's been an extraordinary hour in the Community Shield, and if your appetite for Premier League play hasn't been whetted before today, it surely has been now. 5 yellow cards for Manchester City, and the loss of a 2-0 Wembley lead.
Look how United have pressed them in now. They're really working hard now, United, to win this back early. And it's been given away. They've won it back.
Nani. Rooney. Cleverly. Beautifully done by Nani. City have a job on their hands just to keep this at 2-2, you sense?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's back. It's good to see. Went to get a bit of ice.
Well done, young fella.
Anderson. Half thought about the shot. Young. Whipping it in. Rooney and Welbeck are in there competing. Young to take the corner. Swinging away, and it went through a few, including Chris Smalling. Rooney was trying to give that a bit of a bend into the top corner.
I think he hit it well as well.
It's really been an hour of three quite different 20-minute periods. Manchester United on top the first 20. Yeah. Manchester City then got a couple of goals in their strong session. And now Manchester United have found some reward for some fruitful football, some scintillating football. And here they are looking with half a chance with Rooney to take the lead. Only half a chance from that angle.
That's the second time they got caught with Rooney taking up this really wide position. When the first corner came in from the right-hand side, he was spare on the far side of the box. And again, this creeps all the way through, and that's Rooney taking up that very wide position. And Michael Richards lunging in to try and block his shot. But they've got to be aware of Wayne Rooney being left alone on the edge of that penalty box.
Lescott. There's been plenty of defending to be done, and not all of it has been done successfully.
No, exactly. But that's the fine-tuning.
Anderson. Here's Welbeck. Cleverly. Rooney. Going for the one-touch stuff again. Cleverly wins it back. It's nicked away from Young by Milner. A little bit of a lucky block by Evans. As Touré tried to take it on. On the Touré subject, of course, Kolo Touré will shortly be back in training and can start early in September to play again after his ban, having a drugs test. Young looking for Nani. Breaks the Cleverly. Now Smalling. Rooney waiting on the right. Cleverly. Evans in an adventurous mood. Evra likewise. Only Welbeck and Rooney waiting in the middle. Nani's come in a bit more from his near side now. Richards trying to strength with Young, and now Richards linking with Yaya Touré on the breakout. Phil Jones nips in. And there's no offside here, and United have got 4 forward. Young. Trying to smuggle the corner out of it. It wasn't going to roll. Rooney. Nani. Everett not closed down. Look where Jones is. And Welbeck will get there first. The dummy didn't quite come off. And Manchester City having to strain every sinew here to stop Manchester United completing the turnaround. A little bit more relaxed now.
It's a great shot.
Still chewing though.
Yes, he is, yeah. There's this early press from United. They're not allowing City to play out from the back at all. They want it kicked.
He'll be a bit happier, David De Gea. Joe Hart, the goalkeeper, who has not been on a losing side at Wembley. Well, the two of them might be rivals in a penalty shootout, but I sense there's more to come the way this match has unfolded before we start talking about spot kicks. Adam Johnson. One England squad player replaces another.
Could work one of two ways. Johnson will give you that more naturally gifted going forward, but from the defensive aspect, James Milner is absolutely first class as a wide right player. So it swings and roundabouts. I would say at the moment as well, with City being under the amount of pressure they're under, James might have been a guy to keep on the pitch.
Silva, who they would like to get on the ball a bit more, City. Touré, away by Jones, the big buy from Blackburn. Chose Manchester United from a couple of other prominent suitors like Liverpool and Arsenal. Silva, De Jong. He's caught, and it's Rooney. Now Welbeck. It runs for Rooney. And that was a really vital challenge by Joleon Lescott, because Nani was in the clear if Rooney could have just rolled it to the right.
Yeah, and I think Wayne had seen him as well, Martin. He saw him out of the right side of the pitch there, and he was just about to play. That was a wonderful tackle there from Lescott.
Here's Richards. That fell relatively kindly for De Gea. It was encouraging for City, and bringing on Adam Johnson, it's clearly a move to try and regain some sort of attacking initiative.
We need young Mr. Aguero on, don't we?
Welbeck racing into space. Young going towards the near post. Everyone in blue and red.
My word, what a good ball in that was from Danny Welbeck. He really makes a great run here as well. It's a terrific run. Prepared to break beyond. It's a good ball coming in as well. Oof. Well done, young fella.
Poor Danny Welbeck. He made his full international debut coming on as a substitute against Ghana. And got booed by the Ghana fans because they think he should be playing for them, as his parents are both Ghanaian. Smaller. Here's Johnson. And well recognised by Tom Cleverley. A position where Yaya Toure likes to get himself in and drive on with the ball. Cleverley. Anderson.
He's a nice footballer, Cleverley, isn't he? He sees it very early. 1 and 2 touch.
All puns to be avoided on his name.
Yes, quite.
Welbeck.
He did. He needed Ashley Young just to stand there, just to be a wall, so he could bounce it off him. But Ashley was a bit too lively for him on that occasion.
Jones stepping in. Nani, they're going to go one touch again. They're going to have a free kick. Company not happy.
It was such a clever pass again with his eyes. He's gone one way, Nani, and he just plays that in between two players. It's a very, very clever pass. And as you can see, there's hands all over him. It's a definite free kick. Phil Dowd, I think, has had a really splendid game today. It's not been easy for him. It's been a difficult game for him. But I think he's been splendid.
Evra's not happy. Having a bit of a Balotelli moment.
He looks bothered.
Yeah. Well, Raphael has taken the armband and kept it for himself. Okay, Evra's anger has passed. One of those maybe a little bit too close to the edge of the penalty area. The players sometimes like the licence, which they shouldn't have, to move the ball back a little bit.
But I think you'll see Wayne take this on with power, this one.
It's set. It's Rooney. Rooney again, and Nani. It's not played out quite angled enough by Adam Johnson. Now got to go and cover it right back. Welbeck nearly round the back of Manchester City.
There's a very interesting position being taken up by Anderson with the free kicks, Martin. He's actually getting himself right in the eye line of Joe Hart. Not looking at the ball, just staring at Joe Hart, but obviously trying to stop him from getting a good sight of the ball.
Kolarov gives way to Gael Clichy. Again, official debut for a new signing. Clichy with 264 appearances for Arsenal under his belt, one of which was in a Community Shield as a substitute against Manchester United 7 years ago. Silva, very tight. In the end, Smalling having a bit of shoving as well. Manchester City get the corner. This is a chance for them to regain their lead in the Community Shield. 2-0 up at half-time, remember. Barry, as it was knocked back across. So Lescott finding himself out there on the way back, being up for the corner. Manchester City, let me remind you, start their Premier League campaign against Swansea City. This Welsh involvement in the Premier League, and that's Monday, a week tomorrow, Sky HD and 3D. Silva. Clichy uses fame speed to get there, he can. Just over 15 minutes to go in what has been a more than pre-season contest.
Yeah, been a good game, hasn't it? Thoroughly enjoyable. There's been obviously mistakes been made on both sides, but it's made for a very entertaining game.
It's too high even for spring-heeled Richards. Interesting what Gary Neville was saying about Tom Cleverley, that he wasn't really taken on by the academy. They weren't sure about him. He was still at school and came in a few evenings a week. They saw something in him just to keep him involved at Manchester United. And Cleverley himself has supplied the real meat for the reason that he is now playing in the first team after a lengthy wait, really.
And he's done very well.
Johnson, left-footed, remember, and De Gea parries that one away. Johnson tries again. That's how he likes it. Very much a modern-day thing to have a left-footer coming from the right.
That's what he gives you as well when he comes in. He's got a wonderful left foot. Good stop there from David De Gea.
And it's hard to find a route to goal in the second half. A little too wide by Cleverley that time, but kept in by Nani. Cleverley was another, like Smalling and Jones, who was with England in the under-21 setup, and Welbeck, of course. Rooney. Anderson. On to Nani. He's already scored the equaliser. Retrieved by Anderson. He finished last season with a flurry of goals. And, a bit back on his heels, Carlo Torre maybe didn't want the ball in there from Gareth Barrett. There's another factor, Ray, now, isn't there, as we go towards the last stage of the 90 minutes. It's just how much fitness work has gone in, and some players are better at getting towards their peak at the start of the season than others.
Yeah, they will be feeling it now. The last 10 minutes is always extremely difficult to get through in pre-season, and the lads will be very, very tired. I think Yaya Toure has been the prime example. He looked very leggy today, and that does come after a very tough pre-season, and pre-season is tough. But they've got more minutes in the bank now, and that's what it's all about. And next week, well finder.
Company. Nice, lovely change of direction. Gave Nani a taste of his own medicine. Barry looking for David Silva. Finds another Spaniard instead. A clip on cleverly by Johnson. Nani. Anderson. Now Nani for Smalling. Rooney to try and find in the middle. Rooney went near post, then pulled out to the far side. Back in by Nani, out by Lescott, collected by Anderson. Rooney cleverly is there. He can certainly strike them from here. Manchester United looking to sniff out a winner here.
He does well here cleverly. Watch how he moves the ball quickly, moves the ball, keeps the ball moving all the time, takes it off its line so he can get the shot away. This is good defending there from Micah Richards. Another tired looking young man.
Headed on by Adam Johnson. Picked off by Evans. Northern Ireland have got a qualifying match coming up on Wednesday. Evans will need to be ready for that. Handball by Edin Dzeko, who wheeled away just before half-time, having given Manchester City a 2-0 lead. Probably thinking, knowing how well his side defend, that might have been enough to be sure of being a winner here. They still could be winners, those in blue, but you can sense how their mood has changed in the City ranks of followers here at Wembley.
We spoke about players going out on loan before, Martin. If you look at the way Danny Welbeck has come on, his performance today has been outstanding. I'm sure that season there with Sunderland has stood him in really good stead.
There's a simplification of the facts from the banner. City certainly have got a trophy in the FA Cup, and Manchester United have plenty of money. Maybe not quite free of debt. Jones. Here's Anderson. Young wants to come in from the left-hand side. He's left a bit of space for Raphael. Young. And pushing Richards, who stood firm. It's been a good battle between those two.
Yeah, it has. I'm sure Micah Richards would be pleased to see the back of Ashley Young as well, because he does look fit.
Well, they'll be on the same side on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's one plus.
Joe Hart likely to be their goalkeeper. Yeah, they'll be on the same squad.
Exactly.
But it is strange, isn't it, to have... You can understand from England's point of view, they've got a qualifier coming up early in September. You see it on Sky Sports away in Bulgaria. You'd love to have a match before that, and that's what they've got.
It's a very difficult situation.
8 minutes to go, plus added time. Locked at 2-2. Silva. Gets it back from Yaya Toure. Adam Johnson joining in, and that weariness you spotted that Ray apparent again. Nani. United's turn. Welbeck. Rooney can't quite get there this time. Evans can though. Anderson. Breaks for Dzeko. What's Toure got left in him? He's pissed at Johnson's chest, reclaimed by Silva. Dzeko, Silva again, can he get round the outside here? It's Barry getting it into the middle, comes out to Clichy. Now De Jong. Barry. Positive work again by Johnny Evans. Lescott has started the scoring off. Well, Manchester United having a bit of a breather in their own half here. Manchester City sustained the spell of possession. There haven't been many of those for them in the second half. And a shot by Yaya Toure trying to add to his list of Wembley winners.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between the two sides. When they've actually got near the penalty box there, City had some nice possession, but there was no movement up front. The difference with United is when they're around that penalty box, there's lots of movement, lots of people making little angles for people, and that is the difference when they're in the final third.
Saw Brian Kidd there alongside Roberto Mancini, who used to sit alongside Sir Alex.
Absolutely.
Also,
he was born in Manchester, wasn't he, Brian?
Played for both clubs.
Exactly. Yeah.
There was a time when you were playing for Manchester United, a few more Mancunians around there, weren't there? It's always a grand day out at Wembley, and this stadium building its own history.
What a good goal kick that is.
Controlled by Smalling. Smalling and Nani are the goals that got Manchester United back into it. Traoré, Lescott and Dzeko at half-time. 5 minutes to go. Penalties straight away after the end of regulation time. Anderson. Raphael fires it across. His weaker foot certainly got plenty of beef behind it. Nicely played by Phil Jones to Rooney. Fights cleverly to just stand it up and cause confusion. But Kompany, like any defender would do in those circumstances, if he could reach the ball, he had to play it.
Yeah, this was all started by that wonderful pass infield from Phil Jones. A lovely pass with disguise to Rooney. Got lots of players in the box as well for that cross, but well intercepted there.
You'd have to fancy a goal now. Would mean claiming the FA Community Shield.
There's Rooney taking up this position again, Martin, wide on the edge of the penalty box. No one's paying too much attention to him either.
He's able to collect the palm away from Hart. And the goalkeeper to be alert as it came back in again. But even Rooney's not running back at the moment.
He's broken into a jog.
Yeah. Oh, Dimitar Berbatov did miss a penalty here. I was thinking he might become on for penalties. He scored one for Spurs when they beat Chelsea in the League Cup final. And here come Manchester City trying to stop it going to penalties with David Silva, and they get a corner. Left Ashley Young upfield. Oh, great save by De Gea, but it wouldn't have counted. But it was a push by Richards.
It's a hell of a leap from Richards as well. He really is dangerous, Michael Richards. From these, there again, the great ball in there from Silva, giving him a chance. You can see both hands on the back there of Chris Smalling. But nevertheless, excellent save there from David De Gea.
Young. Cleverly linking with Rooney. Out to Silva. Dzeko. Oh, he went down late. under the attentions of Anderson. And Berbatov comes on with less than 2 minutes to go. Danny Welbeck turning the pace. He's hoping to stay and press his claims with Manchester United this season.
He can be very pleased with his afternoon as well, Martin. His movement off the ball's been very good. His touch on the ball's been good as well. And when he's lost the ball, he's worked hard to get the ball back for his team as well. He's had a good afternoon, Danny Welbeck.
Well, Berbatov, who wasn't even on the team sheet for the Barcelona Champions League final, and had an unhappy time when he did start the semi-final against Manchester City just a few weeks before that. It comes to Adam Johnson. Can he see a way to goal? And in the end, Checo could, but couldn't find the power to beat De Gea.
Again, the initial ball won by Micah Richards. This time, bring it down on his chest and playing a chest pass.
It was 2 years ago, you'll remember it, Ray. 2-2 between Chelsea and Manchester United, the Community Shield. And the penalties went Chelsea's way.
Oh, well played. Well played, young man.
Anderson. Smalling. Nicely invited to go forward by Nani. Berbatov near post. Rooney's in there as well. Great play by Smalling. Nani, shots on. Comes out to Rooney, cleverly.
Oh, well played Chris Smalling down this side. It was excellent play between him and Nani. This is lovely. And then there's this lovely little dribble there from Nani. Good header from Rooney. That's a lovely cushioned header. And unfortunately, cleverly, he's just under his feet. He can't get it out of his feet.
4 added minutes. Can't quite tell whether Sir Alex is happy with the added time on this occasion.
I wouldn't have thought the lads would be too happy either, Martin. They've worked really, really hard out of this afternoon. So 4 added minutes added on to what's been an excellent contest. Seems rather tough on them.
Rooney. Still United's ball with Ashley Young. Just too high for Berbatov.
He'll be disappointed in that, Ashley Young, because that's unopposed. And he should really be doing a little bit better with that cross.
Incidentally, Michael Owen not here. He's not fully fit. So Darren Fletcher still making his way back from that very debilitating virus. But others have got plenty to choose from, haven't they?
An array of talent.
Young and not so young. And Ashley Young.
Nicely put.
Which end will the penalty shootout be? It is an extreme, isn't it?
Yeah.
Berbatov. Here's Tom Cleverley. Berbatov. It's perhaps not what you want
No.
in the 92nd minute.
I was just thinking exactly the same thing as you said it.
But it's been a very good workout after one or two unsavoury moments in the first half. Phil Dowd's grip on those moments has been reflected in the way that players have conducted themselves in the second period.
Oh, it's been really enjoyable. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. It's great to have football back as well, isn't it? It's been a proper game as well, which I was pleased about.
Captain Rafael.
Yes. You should take that one home.
Well, at least we know the difference between Rafael and Fabio at the moment. Apart from the fact one's on the bench and one's on the pitch, of course. Here's David Silva. Well, a little bit further out than the free kick that unhinged Manchester United in the first half. But Dzeko's there, and that was a real chance to win the Community Shield for Manchester City. For a player of his heading ability,
David
head on it. And Nani gets away from company And Nani can win it for Manchester United, and surely has done. From 2-0 down, they are 3-2 up. And a catastrophe for the new City skipper. But David De Gea's bad first half is behind him. The same for his teammates. But how things can change in a fraction, Ray, because Dzeko went in with a header. You were expecting it to be City's goal, City's game. Here,
it's a free header as well, Martin. And it's just clumped away. But look at Nani, look at the ground he's making up, the effort he wants to put in. Kompany's got to clear the ball, he's got to clean him right out there. Doesn't allow him, but when Nani gets 1 against 1, there was only one winner there. And this young man again today has scored 2 goals and performed well. Look at the effort that he's putting in. A terrific finish.
Well, a remarkable finish to a game that has captured the imagination. Pre-season, Sir Alex? I don't think so. This is in the record books.
This is a big game. This was always going to be a big game between these two fantastic rivals, and I think over the piece, United have deserved to win. They play some wonderful football, and if anything at this stage, they do look at just a touch fitter than Manchester City.
Who would have thought it? Even with Manchester United's renowned capacity for recovery and for late goals.
It's how you're brought up as a United player as well. You never say you've been beaten, never.
Never say never. Just at the moment, Wembley is the nanny state. 2 goals, an equaliser with a sublime finish from a beautiful piece of interplay. Who can't believe it, Roberto Mancini? But Manchester United have done it. They retain the Community Shield. A red success in a Wembley Manchester derby, but how they've had to work for it. Reversing the FA Cup semi-final less than 4 months ago, and reversing the first half of this game, with Mancini's men leading 2-0 at half-time, and seemingly on course for victory here. But Kompany's mistake right at the last, and Nani's second goal after Smalling had got them back into the contest in the second half. That was the recovery from Manchester United. The trophy presentation to come. It's Manchester United trophy. They've won by 3 goals to 2.